What's up, Ken from Palm Beach Dyno. Today we've got a real great treat for you if you're a 2018 Mustang fan, Mustang GT fan, a centrifugal Supercharger fan, E85 fan, any of those. We happen to have 3 cars on the schedule today, all 2018s, all supercharged, all with centrifugal superchargers. First up is David's 2018 Mustang with a Vortech on it. This one has the Vortech. It was installed by RareFab next door. He has an awesome Instagram page for, looks like it's dedicated to slam stangs. That's the name of it. This car also has airbags that RareFab installed. It's a beautiful car, black. You know, it's just been worked on. There's a couple smudges on it here and there, but it really is an awesome looking car. As you can see, super clean install, very professional, looks great. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do a few pulls on this, show you the power. This one's on 93, and then we have 2 more after this one. We have a Procharged D1X car that is 93 Octane and E85. So we're gonna see the difference between 93 and E85 on that car with no boost change at all. And then we also have a F1A 2018 stock engine car strictly on E85. That's our big power car. We're shooting for 1,000 plus horsepower on that one, so stay tuned to the end and see the results on that. But first, let's make a pull on this one and see if we can make some power. All right, 695 and 530 torque. As you can see, just like a normal Century car, just builds power with RPM. Really kick-ass setup, you know, and this is about, you know, as basic as you can get on 93. All these 18 Mustangs are making it in the high 600s to 700 horsepower. We're gonna go ahead and bring in the next car with the D1X on it and see what it makes. All right, next up on the dyno is Johan's 2018 Procharged powered vehicle. Right now we're gonna do it on 93 Octane, and then we're gonna go ahead and swap in E85 and see the power differences. This is set up on 12 pounds of boost. Let's see what it does. All right, not bad at all. 688 and 508 torque. We're gonna go ahead and swap out the fuel to E85 and break that 700 horsepower mark. We're not changing pulley or anything, just fuel. So let's see what it makes. And this, folks, right here is why E85 is awesome. Particularly on the 2018 Mustang. It's somewhat octane limited from the factory because of the higher compression. And let's go ahead and take a little closer look at the graph. As you can see here, the red is pump gas. It does pretty good. The curve is good. But up here, we saw a little bit of knock. And that's really why the curve looks a little bit odd. Now, we've only done 2 pulls on E85. First one was just a little bit short. The blue one's the same tune. As you can see, the power is huge gains over where we were, and it pulls super smooth all the way to redline, which is 8,000 RPM, and we're at 770 horsepower versus 688, and 550 torque versus 508. Remember, same exact pulley, same exact boost, 12 PSI, and you know, awesome gains. Alright, there you go. There's before and after E85. 0 changes to the car, no pulley change, no boost change. It's about 12 pounds of boost. Let's take a closer look at the graph. Remember, the baseline was 688 and 508 on pump gas, up to 793 and 558. Now, all cars don't respond like this, the E85. The 2018 is high compression, so it loves it. As you can see, there's some gains down here, but it really starts to take off with RPM. And it's pulling way better. No changes at all to this tune other than ignition timing for the E85. So this shows you how knock limited you are 93. Anyway, this is awesome. Johan's real happy with this setup. We're gonna go ahead and load up the next car and show you what that one will do. All right, we got the next car loaded up on the dyno. This is Robbie Smith's Procharged F1A setup on E85. Robbie is from Georgia and drove all the way down here. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the geography down here, we're in South Florida, so it's not just across the border. He drove over 5 hours just to come down here for a dyno tune. We did send him a base tune to drive down here on, so we're gonna go ahead and get it fired up and see what it makes on the first pull. Alright, we just did a quick pull to 6,000 and made sure everything's okay on the base tune, which it looks great. As you can see here, I'll look at the graph. Nice and smooth, good power, keeps building. 609, 550, and that's only at 6,000 RPM. So Rob's gonna go ahead and do another pull. Okay, we ran into a little problem. We did a couple pulls on this car and it was only making in the low 600 range, which is good for you know, a smaller blower on 93, but this is an F1 on E85 and we were expecting upwards of 900 horsepower. Let's take a look at what was going on. And what was going on was the blow-off valve was blowing open, and another issue which we didn't even catch right away, was the fuel pressure regulator wasn't seeing boost. And that's because it was plumbed incorrectly. Let me show you. Right here on the Coyote, you've got this line right here that goes to the brake booster. And you can see right here, this is where the vacuum block was originally plumbed in. This vacuum block here was originally plumbed in right here. And this doesn't see boost, it only sees vacuum. So it'll hold the bypass open, it'll pull vacuum on the regulator, but the minute you floor it and you get in the boost, you run into issues. So since Robbie's drove quite a distance and we got to get the car done so he can get home, we didn't have a lot of time. But what we did was we went ahead and moved his vacuum block over to this other port here, which sees boost and vacuum, and then just capped off the end for now. And when he gets home, he did trailer the car. I thought he drove it. He trailered the car, so this is just temporary to get the car finished tuned, and he'll clean this up when he gets home. Now, the important point to remember here is this is a good example of remote tuning versus dyno tuning. If we were remote tuning his car, we'd be running into issues we don't always see under the hood, or very rarely see under the hood, and we could have been running into this for weeks, trying to troubleshoot. Where's the power? Why is it, not feel fast? All those sorts of things. In 10 minutes, we were able to diagnose the problem, fix it, and get it done. So we're going to do one more pull here and see what kind of power it makes after this fix. All right, 1023 horsepower. Check that curve out. That is insane. Now, this is a stock engine car, so let me make a couple comments about this. This is not recommended at all. This is an F1A blower. It is on E85, but 1,000 plus rural horsepower on a car like this. We've done it plenty of times. Anthony Ballard is making more than that, or right about this probably, with his 2018. We have other customers that are in that range, but it's a calculated risk and it's eventually gonna fail. The engine will fail at that point. So we're gonna call that good for the watt tuning. We're gonna do some drivability tuning, and then when he gets home, he's gonna put a larger pulley on it to get more miles out of this setup. If you're just going for broke and you wanna set world records, do this and let it rip at the track. But if you want a car that's gonna last, closer to the 900 range is a lot more realistic for longevity. At 900 horsepower, I mean, the 18 hasn't been out long enough yet, but I would suspect that you can get years out of the car at 900, and out of 1,000, I bet you're gonna get under 100 drag racing passes, under a year, if you really beat on your car. So anyway, that's wraps up our 2018 highlight today on the video, and then make sure you subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook for more videos.